Welcome back to Glenn's Hot Rod Garage. Well, as you could tell from my last video that kind of gotten bitten by the no prep bug from going to Detroit Hood TV's Pour Your Own Puddle a couple weeks ago at Milan. So since then I picked myself up some rims from Jegs and a set of Hoosier 28x10 D06s from McCormick Racing down here in south of Detroit. Yeah, I want to see if I can make this work. I also got some stripper glitter. Oh yeah, stripper glitter. Also got these lower control arm brackets from UMI. These bolts go in your stock location for your control arm, and it allows you to move your control arms down to move your center of gravity back in the car, or anti-squat, which with the radials on the car, I have no hop upper bars, and that's raising up your top bar angle so it's downward, and that causes the car to separate when you take off, which neither radials nor separation are good for no prep track. So we picked these up. These slicks. We got the control arm brackets. I got some 1-inch taller ball joints coming and some shock extensions to get a little bit more rise out of the front and get the weight to the back. Now, last time I spoke of this, we're still taking a butter knife to a gunfight. So, you know, I'm doing whatever I can to get the car set up to 60 foot as good as it can. And, you know, if I don't spin and I can keep going, we'll just deal with that and work on the other stuff later. I got a couple plans in mind for that. So that's it for Trashy. So here's a quick update on the ugly street truck. It's a Turbo 350 build-a-thon. I've participated in 3 Turbo 350 builds in the past, and the first one was at the tender young age of probably 17, and the other 2 were over to probably 15 years ago or more. I think the last one I worked on was around 2001 or 2002. So needless to say, I forgot all of that information. But I managed to get the trans for the ugly street truck torn apart, and we're going to get it put back together. Man, it was pretty straightforward taking this apart. I didn't use any special tools or anything, but there is a clip on the output shaft where it sticks out of the sun gear. Which, this would be in the inside of the trans. It goes right on the end of these splines, and it was a bear to get out. Only when my lovely garage assistant Stacy held the light for me and I had my 100x magnified readers on that I could see the clip and see in there good enough to pop the clip off of this and get the rest of these parts out of here, which ironically is where the damage of the trans is. I don't know if you want to come in and take a look at it, but I'm sorry I'm not familiar with all these names of these parts and stuff, but all the rearmost clutches are pretty burnt up on this thing, and that's what was causing the trans to only have reverse gear, I guess. But I think these clutches are for reverse and low gear, so I don't know what the deal is exactly. I just know from the previous owner that the transmission only has reverse. We got the parts to rebuild this. I want to take this and power wash it, clean it up, maybe spritz it with a little aluminum spray, and we'll get putting this back together. I don't want to film this for you guys because I don't particularly know what I'm doing. I don't particularly know how to explain what I'm doing, and I particularly don't know the terminology for all the parts and stuff, and I don't want to mislead you. So I just wanted to come here and show you guys that I'm rebuilding this myself. I seen, just do a search on YouTube of TH350 trans disassembly, and there's a couple good videos. I went through 3 or 4 different ones and found one that I liked, and I had it on my phone while I was trying to take this apart, and it was a big help for me to get this far. There's some sub-assemblies that are still assembled here that I need to disassemble, clean all this stuff up, replace the replaceable parts, and put it back together. So that's pretty much why there hasn't been an update on the ugly street truck. That and going racing, getting parts rounded up for Trashy so we can make a better attempt at no prep racing next time, and you know, Chris's S10 here that I'm working on. So we did, with help of the lovely shop assistant Stacy, managed to get the water pump, the accessory brackets, and the coils cleaned up for the ugly street truck. So once we get the trans done and in, we can put that in and start getting this thing together. It should be pretty easy after that point. So I'd like to say that we'll get this thing out to the track sometime in June, I guess. It's almost May now, so it gives me about 5 weeks or so what I'm thinking. I know I got some obligations the first weekend of June, so probably be the second week. We'll probably head out to the track for some test-a-tune and see if we can get some passes in on that. Well, that's going to do it for this update. I wish there was more. I don't know if I went over this in the previous video, but we sold the factory exhaust manifolds from the LS motor for $75. So we're going to add that to the 698.45 we had left in previous balance that I went over with you guys. So we got, we'll just call it 775 left in the budget. It's going to be tight, but we'll get there, and we'll catch you next time on Glenn's Hot Rod Garage. One more thing. We're up to 128 subscribers now, and I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. That I really appreciate the comments, the things you guys say, even if they're on the negative side or whatever. It helps the channel out, it helps me out, and I just want to say thanks. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.